Hi guys, welcome to Gary Gaming TV, and as you can see from the footage in front of you, today we are going to be looking at Farming Simulator 15. I shall take you through the options and controls next, show you what the layout is, and then we will roll on into my farm on one of our save games and show you what the score is, what you can do, and what goes on in the game. So sit back, relax, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So, just saw in the intro bit there, we're looking at Farming Simulator 15 today, and let's have a look at the options, shall we? So you've got your career, where you've got loads of save games you can have. So you can have one with, these are two maps, Westbridge Hills and Björnholm. You can have them on whatever you like. You could have two on normal, two on hard. You could have one that's got mods on it, one that hasn't got mods on it. All different save games. You're pretty good there. Multiplayer, join game or create game. When you hit join game, you can go to the different areas and then find the names of the server or whoever's doing it. Tutorials, you'll rattle through. I've done some of these, not all of them. When I first played, it's been a long time since I played Farming Sim. I think the last time I played it was on my laptop because I got it for free, or a trial or something like that. But I've got a few mates that play it quite regular. So you can go through the tutorials, tells you how you do it and what you're doing and whatnot. It's fairly easy in the end. You can do them again and again. You've got your mods. Whoops. Which will take you to one of the websites. Probably the Giants website, so you can download all the mods and that. You've got your achievements. Which I have some of. I need to get others. And then let's look at the options. So multiplayer nickname, you can change that in here. Languages, your multiplayer colour. Automatic help, you've got your units, which are miles, kilometres. Obviously I'm in the UK, so I have it what I understand. Then you can have it dollars, euros, or pound. Dirt on, obviously. Mirrors on, yes. As you see, I've got it as max as I can get settings wise. Windowed mode, hell no, unless it's full screen windowed mode. So graphic settings are not massive, but they'll do for the game. And then miscellaneous, you've got your dead zones and your mouse. I turn my mouse sensitivity up for my laptop because it's on Steam. It'll keep the settings no matter what you're on. It seems to be working alright with this mouse, so I've just left it as is. It's mainly for looking around and whatnot. I've only used that to 10% because it's actually quite loud, and I'm always on TeamSpeak with my mates when I'm doing this. So then you've got mods which you can go into and have a look at. Controls are all configurable, and there's an extensive amount of controls just because of all the things you can do. Lower your tools, lift your tools, freaking extend stuff, close it, open it. So there's an extensive range of controls. Some work. The high beams don't seem to be on there, but that's probably for mods later on whenever you've got high beams on vehicles. So there's a lot to do in the controls, and you can switch them all around if you want. So configurable controls is always pretty good. And that's your controls. So let's jump into the game, and I shall show you my farm and the surroundings. So guys, here is my farm working away. I've got a hired worker doing harvest up there. If you see in the background there, I've got another one sowing that field, again ready. Just flick through. There's my harvester doing his job. This field has just been harvested, and I'm redoing it with canola again. Now look at the detail on this. There's one thing I really like about this game. It's pretty detailed when it comes to the equipment and the actions of the equipment. And if I go, see these beacons that are on there, like they'll start flashing when he's 80% full, which is nowhere near. He'll probably finish his field actually first before he's 80% full. But if you yourself are going to do this, it'll automatically, whenever you hit the cruise control, it'll automatically put it to the correct speed whenever you're actually harvesting. So he's got the trailer on, we'll move to a different one. So this guy down here, see his cruise control set to 32. If I hit 1 and 2, you can actually, nope, you can't see that. Cruise control's in the bottom right hand corner. So if I hit 1 and 2, I can move that up and down to set it to a certain speed. So if I set him to 18, hit 3, he'll go to 18 and no quicker, which is really handy for when you're following the harvester. Obviously you can hire workers for doing the harvesting, doing the sowing and stuff, but you can't hire workers to follow them with this sort of stuff, with your trailers to pick it up. So I have my cruise control set to 6 miles an hour here. I always stick my beacon on finish just because I'm like that. So if I get up to the side of me, hit my cruise control, that puts me to the same speed as him. And then I can adjust it while I'm driving, just to fill the truck up. So I can empty him whenever need be. So if his beacon starts going and his arm comes out, that's him 80%, so I've got to go and empty him out then. Now we'll get to the end of the hired worker section here, so it'll still empty it. So that's one field done by that guy, and that'll be an empty. So I can now cruise down here. I'm not selling this yet, so I'll put it in my silos. Now just watch the detail of this. I'll always stick my hazard lights on. All lights work on the trailers and on the equipment, so anything attached to your tractor will follow through as it should do. I think in 2013 it didn't. There you go, and as it's empty, I'll put the cover back on it. So you can indicate left, you can indicate right, brake lights all work. So everything works on the trailers as it should do, and on the tractors. Now, as you see, I have a fair bit of money on this account. I am actually playing this on easy, because all easy and... oh, look, he's missed a bit. All easy and hard, and that does, by the sounds of it, is change the price of the stuff in the store and your yields. So if we go hit P here, you can see everything you need to buy. So you select your tractors, you've got a good selection of vehicles in here. Some you'll have seen on the roads, some you might not have heard of before. But if you had it on like normal or hard, then the prices of these are probably going to be a bit more, and what you get for selling your stock is going to be less. Now, single player mode, that makes it very, very long, especially on the other map. On this one, you have a fair few fields. I'll show you on the map here. In fact, a bit better on this map. So on this one you have a fair few fields to do, plus you've got these forested areas, which is where I'm making my money out using logging. As you see, that one's done, that one's nearly redone for growing. These two have to be harvested, that one has to be harvested, that one has to be harvested, and field 40 is also ready to be harvested. Now I've got different stuff on this, so if you click it across your fruit types, I've got wheat on them three, canola on that one, as well as what I had on these two, barley on that one, and I've got grass down here on that one because I'm going to get cattle down here, so it was easier doing that. These fields are ones I haven't used, that used to have stuff on that you're going to have to sow that you're gonna have to plough before you sow them. So I'm a fair ways on with this. If I tab through, here is my logging equipment that I've got going. So I've got a Steyr here, which is an awesome tractor for this logging to pick up the logs. Down here I've got the tractor, which has been moved again. So whenever you save the game and you log off and you log back on again, this tractor for some reason, or this setup, keeps getting bloody moved. Sometimes I log in and it's on its side, but again, it's just a persistency bug that they need to fix. So this trailer has to be attached to a tractor to work. You can put its legs down and use the arms and all that lot, and open and close the claws and spin them around and things. So the controls were a little confusing at first, but you soon get used to them. So if I run over here, pick a good tree. Now I've cleared all this area here. There was a fair few trees on here and I've cleared it. If you go to my Facebook page and have a look on there, I've got a split screen picture, and that shows you how much trees I've actually got rid of. Now I'm going to leave these little ones over here just to see if they grow, out of curiosity, because these little ones are supposed to grow into these big ones. So I'm actually curious if they will grow. I'll chop this one down here, I'll start clearing away to this road. So you can get your old chainsaw out. There's a lot to do in this game, like it's not just, you know, sorting your fields out and whatnot. You can come over here and do this logging. So wait, there we go. So trees down, I'll delimit. Just in case we're running down it. Maybe chainsaw going nuts. Limbed. Now fingers crossed if I get rid of this a little bit. Yep. So, and now you cut it up into manageable lengths. You can fit on the back of that trailer over there. And you can cut it any way. Oops, not to roll. Any way you want. You know, you can cut them at angles if you so desire. To keep them straight. It is sometimes hard to actually get a cut point, you know, if you're not stood in the right place, so I tend to crouch down these days. And that's going to go rolling down to my tractor. So the physics are pretty good for weight and, you know, how they act on things. So I'll cut these up. And I'll show you loading it into the trailer. Now once they're in the trailer, they seem to stay pretty much in the position you put them in. Leave that way. I always put the actual crane arm on top of it as well, just to keep it hinged down, because I did lose a log the other day when I went around the corner too quickly. It flew out. Or, well, it nearly flew out, but the arm caught it. Now you have got first person mode for all of this as well, by the way, for all your driving and everything, but I just tend to play it like this. So I don't use this arm that much, only when absolutely needed, so I tend to just fold it out of the way over here. Now hop into my Steyr. Again, all headlights work lights and whatnot. Now I'll come over here and get the biggest log first. Now I'll come in from the other side because I don't want to be trying to pick it up over that hill. Now this is a really nice tractor for this. I have a 1,000 kilo weight on the back of it, obviously, because if you don't, it's going to tip your tractor over whenever you pick any of these up. So when you line yourself up, Again, it's you hold down your left or your right mouse button or both, depending on what machine you're using, to do all this action. So you go down, grab the log. So this might be a little long in this trailer, but we'll see. Oh, and as you see, nearly end on it there. So you do have to be careful with what you're doing sometimes. Maybe do with a 1600 kilo weight on the back of this, but it's not too bad so far. So you come into your trailer. I'm a little cockeyed here, but it doesn't really matter. Lower it, open a thing, and it's dropped it in cockeyed. Damn it. So at this point, you could either mess around and smack it with that, or you can come across to this one and use it just to correct it. Now these vehicles are filthy, so as you see, they do get dirtier as you use them. They're only like this because I've no jet wash near you. So that's got all of it, so I just need to extend it out a little bit more and drop it back down in place. There we go, fits great. Close it up, get it out of the way. So that's really the only time I use that, is when I've got a log that's hassle. Now that's hanging over the trailer by quite a bit, but that's fine by me. Pick up this one now. So this is how I make my money. Whenever the other fields are ripening, I'll come up here and do a bit of logging. So this is how I make my money to farm, really, is by logging. Now the other map is an American style map with massive fields, and I'm talking huge fields, and there's not really much of a logging area for that. Let's see if I can get this one in here without cocking it up. There we go. So that's basically how you do that. You'll load it up. Then when you've loaded it, you'll come to the map here, and where I am, you see the lumber yard is actually quite close to me, so you can put it on an area where it'll unload it, or you can throw it into a lake. The lake's really for the bigger trees, and that's how you get loads of money. And when you've done so many loads, you can actually send the train, and I'll get even more cash. If you look at the map, like, you've got garden centre where you can buy your seeds and whatnot for replanting trees, your bio plant where you can sell things, freight yard, transport company, grain elevator, biomass heating plant, and shipping office. All these areas you can go to and flog various grains, produce and whatnot. You've got like the little woolen ball there for when you've got sheep, which is the top right hand corner of the map there. You can take your produce there. You have fuel stations around the place to refill your vehicles. Even though you have your own private one on your farm. If you see the wee bulletin boards there, that's where you'll get missions. So you can go there, and there might be a mission to move some pallets or something. So you've got to have the right equipment for all these missions. But as you play on, you will eventually get all the equipment that you need. I have a fair bit of it, but there's still some stuff that I do need. But I'm getting there slowly. You get eggs from your chickens and that, so you can have wildlife as well. As you roll through the select animals, you get cows, sheep and chickens, and they'll give you different things. But you've got to look after them. You got to feed them, all that stuff. So, and then you got loads. The only vehicle I don't like is the pickup truck. It is fucking terrible. It's like a boy racer lowered with alloys and that. It's absolutely shite. Really, it's useless, to be honest. So this game is heavily moddable. So I'm waiting for someone to bring out a really nice pickup truck or a Land Rover mod that I can add to it. And you'll get different mods for trailers and tractors and all sorts. So it's very highly moddable. They're the Giant website, or FSUK, has a lot of pretty good mods on it. There's not a great deal for Farming Sim 15 yet, but there are more kicking in. But you know, you've got everything you need here. You're feeding vehicles for your animals, even a jet wash to clean your vehicles, which I do after every working day, obviously. Sprayers, fertilizers, sowing and mowing machines. Oops. Your different sizes of harvesters and chaff vehicles. You know, you've loads and loads of equipment to choose from and to stock up your farm with. So if I flick to a vehicle that's at my farm, don't have any, but this one will do. So as you see, this is my main farm building area. I have stuff all over the place. You see I've got a spare weight to the left there, a wee trolley there for headers. I've got another sowing vehicle in there that turns the field and sows it at the same time, ready. Going there for collecting hay or whatnot. There's my jet wash. The name of that's completely slipped my mind at the minute. Plough, that's it. Got a plough sat up there for obviously ploughing the fields. Now these fields that you see, if you use the plough and you set the option, you can create mega fields. So say these two fields here, I can plough only across dirt roads, across that dirt road, and make them two into one if I own them. So the same goes for any field, and then you can just change the option again to restrict it to just that field, so you're not ploughing all over the place. So that's really cool. So some of these fields you can make absolutely ginormous. Most make these 4 fields here into one big one, so you could plough them two together and make them into a big one, which I'll do eventually. I just need to get the equipment and the money and the livestock and everything going before I start making these mega fields. But anyone with dirt roads in between, you can mega field. Obviously the concrete roads are proper roads, so you can't do it with them. So as you see over here, you've got areas for potatoes, your corn headers and wood chip. I had a sale on the corn headers the other day, so I ended up flogging all of them, and you just go around the back for them and let the conveyor belts do it. Or the wood chip, you've got to dig it out with a shovel, but that's at the other field. I'll show you that in a bit. Over here I have, this is where you get your fertilizer stuff from, so I've got a little machine there that I fill up and fertilize on the fields whenever they are done. Obviously you've seen the silos over here, which are filled with all your different stocks, which if you hit the I information key, you can see the weather. It's going to rain tomorrow. You can see what your storage capacity is there for all your stuff. So that's obviously stored around this main farm, and most of these are in the silos. Your wheat, your barley, your canola and your corn are in the silos. Your spuds and your sugar beet and your wood chip are back there where I showed you, and your silage will be in the other area down near the cattle. So if we go this way, I have some bales actually on this machine that I baled up the other day. The textures are pretty good for them, but the detail on all the vehicles is pretty impressive. I've got some round bales sat in here, which I don't know what I'm going to use for yet. Sat at the back there, which I did the other day as well. And the baling machine is over there. That's the baling, what's one of the baling machines anyways. The other baling machine is down here with this lot, which is there, the round baler. So as you see, this is the other part, this is the other section of the farm where the cattle's going to be, which will be in there. So I need another lot of equipment down here just for the cattle. So you can see how, you know, you might think you've got off £1 million or whatever, but no, because you're going to spend that whenever you want to go out to get other vehicles for other things. All this down here is just for the cattle, to collect the grass, to do this, to do that, to feed them and all that lot. So, you know, it is a money sink, but it's good fun, and you know, you can go along and do loads and loads of things for it. As you see the details of the lorries there, like, this one's getting pretty dirty because it's been down here for a while doing loads of things. So the detail that way is cool, and then when you get in it, if you go first person, you look down, you can't really see it in this one. This one you can, you get muddy footprints in the bottom of the truck, which is pretty cool, and you'll get that in all of them. See, there's muddy footprints in that one. This one's fairly clean, so, oh no, still muddy footprints. This one's filthy. Yep. So the detail in interiors is pretty good. In the harvesters, the screens actually work as well. So you'll see there your speed and whatnot actually kicking in the screen. But the interiors are fairly detailed. It'd be cool if this worked with the Oculus Rift. That'd be pretty trippy. So, you know, the detail on the vehicles and that is awesome. The landscape's beautiful. When you get your sunset and your sunrises and stuff, the landscapes are really, really pretty. You run up here, you can see all the fields and stuff. Oh god, this is set to maximum settings. The skyboxes are simple, but they are... Oh, UFO, only joking. But they are really, really nice when the sun's out, when it's raining and stuff like that. Every tree's loggable, so every tree that you see you can cut down. But yeah, it's a really fun game. The hours just fly away when you're doing it because you've got so many things to do. You know, you've got these fields to get ready, you've got fields to sow. And I don't think this guy's actually finished. Because he missed this swath last time. So you've got to keep an eye on these guys sometimes, because they don't always do the job fully, but it just depends on the field, you see, and where you start from. So I'm hoping he's going to go down, just watch him. This doesn't look fully done properly, so I'm going to watch how far he gets with it. No, right. So I have to reset him onto this part of the field now. I mean, you can do all this yourself. It's just that I was working on other fields, you see, so everything you can do yourself. Yeah, must still have what's that? But it's handy when you've got this many fields just to hire workers to help you. Again, it costs money. And there's your breakdowns of everything that you've done that day. Everything you've spent. You can get a bank loan of up to 200,000. I've managed to get mine back down to 50 grand, so I'm actually going to fully repay that off now. There's an achievement out of debt, so that's me fully out of debt again. And you can borrow again whenever you need. This guy may fall off a cliff. But yeah, if you like having equipment everywhere, working away, and you love farming, then this is definitely a game for you, because there's definitely a lot to do with it, and the hours will just vanish. You know what I mean? The hours will definitely vanish. I was playing it last night before I knew it was 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Multiplayer is pretty good. If you look at the video before this one, that's me and the Donkey Business guys playing multiplayer. Again, same thing. One thing I'd recommend is getting a dedicated server, unless you have good internet and a powerful computer to host it yourself. Play it on normal or hard level, and that'll make everything a little bit harder to obtain, because obviously if you're multiplayer and there's 3 to 4 of you, the maximum is 10 I think on the servers. If there's 3 to 4 of you, then you're all working away, so you're all going to be bringing the money in one way or another, so it'll be a lot quicker than single player. So if you're on normal or hard mode, then obviously it's going to be a little bit more expensive, so it'll take you just a little bit more time to get it, but with multiplayer you really do feel like you're accomplishing something. And multiplayer is basically exactly the same as this, except there's more of you doing it, which is really cool. So yeah, that is a review of Farming Simulator. Highly recommended. Again, it's got brilliant detail on it. All the equipment that you can get, everything you can do, is very, very good. Obviously the mods are going to bring even more to it whenever they come out, because they'll have different vehicles, different trailers. There's going to be like stuff like an ignition, manual ignition mod that'll come out, which I'll probably use, which will keep your tractors turned on when you get out of them. Obviously in a minute, if I get out of this, it turns it off, get in, turns it on again. That can be a bit of a pain if you're jumping out of tractors to take a limb off a tree, or just do a quick thing and then get back in the tractor again. And you can keep your headlights on if the engine's always running and stuff like that as well, so that'll be handier. There's new maps coming out, there's guys making maps, and some of them look really nice. I might have a look at some of them, if my mate Ramped has a look as well, and suggests some good maps from me. So yeah, this game will be going for what, the next 2 years, I think is how long the last one went for, and there's plenty to do in it. You'll be playing this for 2 years easy. So guys, thanks for watching my Farming Sim review. Highly recommended. Go get it, it's fairly cheap, like 25 quid. If you want to go over to my Facebook page, like that, you'll get updates on games, videos, information about my rig and whatnot. If you go along to Twitter, join that, you'll get other information. And if you also go on to my Twitch stream and join that, I will stream multiplayer stuff and that eventually as well. So thanks for watching guys, and see you around.